Thousands of firefighters have been stationed across the
wildfire just breaking out and
raging
exploding
wildfires
inside.
scorching Los
The Los Angeles area is on fire.
and everything in their path.
To battle wildfires that have been raging for more than a week.
Well, it was Tuesday morning before the game. I received a text in the morning early from New York. It was from Donna Ponte, who's the Chief Administrative Officer for football operations for the National Football League. And she said, "Can you talk?" I kind of put two and two together as I was getting ready to make that phone call, that it's got to be about the fires and State Farm Stadium and its availability to potentially host a game.
So we have two stadiums that we have for contingency purposes every week. This was clearly a great alternative for us. And the Cardinals always wrapped their arms and said, "That's fine, let's go."
So we started discussions internally on Tuesday. It wasn't a question of if we can do it. It was just making sure that we hit all the marks that we needed to in order to make sure that the game was put on to our standards.
The marching orders to the team was, let's keep this all confidential, but let's get ready to host this game and think of everything we need to think about.
Breaking news in a CBS Sports HQ where the NFL is moving Monday's Vikings-Rams wildcard matchup, State Farm Stadium.
Thursday night, I remember it very clearly. It was 5:38 p.m. I was actually at home with my kids playing with monster trucks. There's a lot of unknowns that were surrounding it, and it just fired off a flurry of texts and emails as soon as the official announcement came through.
Good morning, everyone. We got together a few days ago and talked about this being a contingent plan, and now, as of last night, it's real.
It was the first ever relocated NFL playoff game, and the focus from the Rams in collaboration was extremely high in order to cover a lot of the red, a lot of the Cardinals branding that we had, covering all the field wall pads to get rid of the Arizona Cardinals brandings.
Our grounds crew figured out pretty quickly we don't have yellow and blue paint here in Arizona.
Our paint supplier is in Mississippi, so immediately hearing the news, we had them stirring paint within an hour, and that paint was on a truck heading our way within 8 hours. So
there wasn't time to ship it in.
Cardinals, first-class operation over there. And how about their paint, their grounds crew?
They had 200 gallons of paint that had to be driven all the way from Leland, Mississippi.
Just getting the exact paint that's needed.
All right, thanks for making the trip. Appreciate you.
Hey,
there we go.
We essentially had two visiting teams, so it was coordinating all the logistics for their buses, locker rooms, their arrivals, equipment load-in, etc., to make sure that all of our stadium staff and the Rams, as it was truly their home game, felt that everything was tracking how they wanted it to be.
Before the Rams even came in, we went online and looked at what their in-game video board looks like. And that way when Sean McVay looked up from the sideline, he was seeing the same thing he was used to seeing on the video boards.
They tried to turn that place into as much of a home game. The Rams house. That's what they did.
Aside from the red sheets, there are elements that you would be like, this looks like a Rams home game. The video board and the graphics and Sam Lagana and mariachi and cheerleaders, and their group has just been first class, along with the rest of the NFL.
In general, there were no no's that we were saying. It was their game, and we were here to help make that happen. The entire attitude of all of the staff and all of the stadium partners helping support the LA Rams to make this happen was, we may not know how we're going to do it now, but we will figure it out, and we will make this the best game that we can.
Time was not on our side because we only had about 72 hours to be show ready. They had a mariachi band, a guitarist, a DJ, halftime performance with Exhibit, Warren G up on the casita, and they also had the Rachel Platten performance. There were about 4 different setups that they had to do that were outside our normal game day complement.
With Gridiron Air, it showed the flexibility of what we can do on a short notice.
Speaking of the Arizona Cardinals, they are helping the Rams get there, sending 2 team planes for evacuation efforts.
Within 20 hours, we evacuated 355 players, families, coaches, staff.
The Cardinals sent planes to pick up 300 passengers, 6 dogs, 2 cats.
He told me 6 dogs and 2 cats. But the level of detail, just to make the families feel like they're welcome here in Arizona.
We all came together for one common goal and one common purpose. Everyone just raised their hand and said, how can I help? Out of all the events that I've worked, whether it was the Super Bowl or the Final Four or a Cardinals game, that was the most incredible thing that I've ever been a part of. It's something I'll never forget.
When I look at NFL game production, and thinking that this was pulled together in just 4 or 5 days, and the high quality of that game production, both the broadcast, the game entertainment, it really felt like a Rams game, and it really felt like at the highest quality of an NFL game presentation. And for us to be able to pull that off, and when I say us, it was collectively the Rams, the Cardinals, and all the folks that work at the stadium. It was really a remarkable effort. So I'm proud of the group. I'm really proud of everybody had a hand in getting this thing done, and it was just an exceptional effort by a bunch of people.
What sports represents is an opportunity for people to come together, provide a temporary sense of relief from some of the things that they're going through.
It made me very proud to be associated with this team, as well as the Arizona Cardinals for what they've done opening up their home, not only for the Rams, but allowing us to have a pretty seamless transition to play.
It just came together very quickly because I think everyone pulled together, and that's, again, a tribute to the Cardinals, but also both Cards.
This was a situation unlike anything other that we've experienced, whether it's practices, games, a playoff game, whatever it is. It's something that we want to be able to do for them, and we get those immeasurable experiences from doing so. But yeah, there wasn't a sigh of relief until both teams had left. We knew that they were on their way home safely. From all of the events that I've ever worked, I don't know if I've had an emotional moment like that ever before. And I think it was just the people we were surrounded by, the environment, what we had just achieved, and the true collaboration and honestly love for one another that we were able to make that happen.
Generosity exhibited by Michael Bidwill and the Cardinals just off the charts.
Pretty phenomenal. The NFL community is a family, and I think had it have happened anywhere else, 31 other teams would have done the same thing, but it was a remarkable effort by so many people to make this happen here tonight.